All right, let's get right into it. Google DeepMind just dropped an absolute bombshell. And honestly, it's sending waves to the entire open source AI world. We're talking about Gemma 4. And look, this isn't just some small update. No, this is a total rethink of the architecture, completely changing the game for what we thought was possible, from the biggest servers all the way down to your phone.
And yeah, this is why everyone is suddenly sitting up and paying attention. I mean, a quote like that really sets the stage, doesn't it? We're talking about a model that is punching way above its weight class, a level of power and efficiency that, frankly, we just haven't seen before in something this size. This isn't a small step forward, it's a giant leap. So here's what's maybe the biggest deal for all the developers and businesses out there: the license. If you remember, older Gemma versions had some strings attached, but this, a fully commercial-friendly Apache 2.0 license. That means total freedom. Go build a business on it. This is Google truly, and I mean truly, embracing open source. And they didn't just give us one new toy, they dropped a whole new family of models on us. And here's the lineup. You can see they've really thought about covering all the bases. You've got your heavyweights, right? The 31B and the 26B models, perfect for those big server-side jobs. But then, and this is super cool, you've got the E models, the E4B and E2B. These are built for pure efficiency, designed to run right on your phone or your laptop. It's all about having the perfect tool for whatever you're trying to build. So the big question is, how did they pull this off? How do you get this crazy jump in performance? Well, the secret sauce, the real magic, is in the architecture. And it's not just one size fits all. Gemma 4 actually gives us two different ways to do things. You've got your classic, dense model, and then you have this super smart approach called mixture of experts. Let's break that down.
Okay, so this lays it out perfectly. You've got two totally different philosophies here. A dense model, think of the big 31B. It's like having one single genius professor who has to think about every single part of every problem you throw at them. Super powerful for sure, but man, it's a lot of work. Now, a mixture of experts model, or MOE, that's different. It's more like having a whole university faculty of specialists, and for each new problem, a router just picks the handful of experts who are perfect for that specific task. Much more efficient, right?
And that's the core idea right there. The key thing to get is that the entire model isn't firing on all cylinders all the time. Instead, you have this router that's intelligently picking and choosing which little expert networks to use for each tiny piece of information it sees, what we call a token. And that is what makes this MOE approach so unbelievably fast and efficient.
So let's look at how Gemma 4 actually does this. In their 26B model, we're not talking about just a few experts. Oh no, there are 128 of them. And for any little piece of data, the router zaps it over to the 8 best experts for the job. On top of that, there's a shared expert, kind of like the general knowledge expert, that's always on. So what you get is the brainpower of a huge network, but the speed and cost of a much, much smaller one. It's brilliant.
And that brings us to this number, which is just wow. See the A in the model's name, 26B-A4B? That A stands for active. So even though the model has 26 billion parameters of knowledge stored up, at any given moment, it's only using about 4 billion of them. That right there is the magic of mixture of experts. You get the knowledge of a 26 billion parameter giant with the zippy speed of a 4 billion parameter model. The best of both worlds.
Okay, so all this technical talk about architecture is cool, but what does it actually mean? Like in the real world? Well, let's get to the fun part and look at the numbers, because the performance leap we're about to see is, and I'm not exaggerating, absolutely staggering. The benchmarks really do speak for themselves.
And you've got to ask, right? Is this just a little bit better, or is this a whole new ballgame? Are we talking about a small step or a massive generational jump? Well, let's find out. Let's put Gemma 4 head-to-head with the last version and see what the data shows.
Just look at this. On a benchmark called GPQA Diamond, which is basically testing graduate-level science smarts, Gemma 3 got a pretty good score, 42%. But Gemma 4, it gets 84.3%. It doubled the score. That is insane. This isn't just a little better. This is a whole different level of thinking.
And it's not a one-trick pony. Check this out. For coding. In competitive coding, which is super, super hard, Gemma 3 was at about 29%. Gemma 4, it rockets up to 80%. That's almost triple the performance. This shows a huge improvement in actually solving problems and writing code, which, as you know, is a massive deal for developers.
And the pattern just keeps going. Everywhere we look. General Q&A, huge jump.
Super hard math problems. Massive jump. Even understanding images and charts. Same story. And what's really wild is, look how close the efficient 26B MOE model is to the big 31B dense one. That just proves how incredibly effective that mixture of experts design really is.
But wait, there's more. Gemma 4 isn't just about text. Nope. For the first time, this new family of models is truly multimodal, right from the start. We're talking about models that can see, hear, and understand the world around them.
So what does that actually mean? It means all the models can look at images of all different shapes and sizes, which is perfect for stuff like reading documents or understanding app screenshots. They can even analyze video clips. And get this, the smaller E models can actually process audio natively. We're talking speech recognition and translation happening right on your phone with no internet connection needed. That is a game changer. All right, so we've seen the wild new architecture, we've seen the mind-blowing performance. Now for the part you've been waiting for. How do you actually try this thing out? Well, the good news is Google and the whole community have made it super easy to get started with these models, like right now.
Look, if you just want to kick the tires and see what Gemma 4 is all about, the easiest way, by far, is Google AI Studio. You can literally just open your web browser, go to the site, and start chatting with the big, powerful models. No code, no downloads, no setup. It's a great way to just play around and get a feel for what it can do.
Now, for all of you who want to run this locally, on your own machine, you have to check out Unsloth Studio. They've made it so simple. It's basically one line of code in your terminal to install it. Then you get this awesome web interface where you can just search for the Gemma 4 model you want, click download, and start chatting, all on your own computer. It really makes this powerful AI feel like something anyone can use.
So let's just recap the big takeaways here. First, you've got two killer architectures, the powerful dense models and the super efficient mixture of experts. Second, the performance isn't just an improvement, it's a quantum leap forward in reasoning, math, and code. Third, that Apache 2.0 license is huge. It means it's really truly open for business. And finally, it's multimodal and easy to get your hands on, ready for you to start building. And that really leaves us with the big final question, doesn't it? Google just handed the world this incredibly powerful, super flexible new tool, something that can run on your phone or in a massive data center. It can see, it can hear, it can reason like never before, and it's open for everyone. So the only question that really matters now is, what are you going to build with it first?